I'm gonna see who's gonna tap in. I'm gonna see who's gonna tap in today, though, man. Man, I got another powerful, empowering message, though, man, to deliver today for my brothers and sisters who's going to attend to watch this live streaming video right now in this moment. I don't know why the background look like that every time I come close. It's like it gets brighter. I don't know why, honestly. I guess because it's white. I don't know, honestly, though. But yeah, I'm see gonna tap into the live streaming video. You know, when I come on here, I come on here for a reason. I go based off my spirit. Anytime my spirit tells me to like come on here, come on here. That's what it's really all about, you know. Going based on your spirit by any means, you know. Your spirit never misguides you, you know. That internally feeling though, once you know yourself, once you tap in, you know, you'll never be the same ever again. So I'm finna go on with my message. I was at an empowering lecture, you know, long live lover. Lauren. Peace, sister. How you feeling today? How you feeling today? May peace be upon to you, sister. So I was at an empowering lecture and listened to the student coordinator, Kenneth Muhammad. You know, Kenneth Muhammad himself, he brings that fire. You know, he is the student minister of the Honorable, you know, Minister Louis Farrakhan himself, though, you know. So, I wrote some notes, though, man. I had to write some notes, though, man. You know, because I'm a student, man. You know, I'm always a student mode, man, each and every day. You know, I take notes and, you know, it gives me, you know, guidance as far as, you know, what to do in life and everything, though. So, this was Brother Kenneth Muhammad. You know, this is part 3 of envy, right? So this is Brother Kenneth Muhammad, he's saying these messages in the mosque are motivational messages to get out and do something. Well, look at this though. Apply what you learned in school. It was a class called Applied Mathematics. What is Applied Mathematics? Applied mathematics is in discipline of mathematics itself. But look right here, I'm going to go even more little in depth into it. As far as envy, you cannot identify an envious person. Even when an individual is envious, they do not express it, but overall the word envy is an emotion in the body. But what is envy though, brother? Envy is a feeling of wanting what someone else has. Envy is a feeling of wanting what someone else has. But look at this though. I gotta run this right back though. You cannot identify an envious person. Even when an individual is envious, they do not express it. You see, I had to stop right there though. How can you not express what you feel in the inside? How you can express what kind of character, what kind of nature you got in the inside? That's how powerful an envious person could really be. We could be around somebody that envy us and we won't even realize it. We won't even identify with that. That is the power of an envious person. That's just so real. You know, I just was understanding that, and I was like, damn, man, that's really powerful what Brother Kenneth Muhammad, what he was saying yesterday. You know, but back to what I was saying, brothers and sisters, and for those two viewers who are watching my video right now, they said the Bible laid out, for those who know the Cain and Abel story, they said the Bible laid out a good example how Cain murdered his own brother Abel due to having envy over him. You know what brother Abel said? Abel said, go ahead and kill me, brother Cain. I'd rather for you to kill me than for me to kill you, because God is going to judge me based on my actions. That is the power of understanding and the power of awareness of God. He's judging you based off your actions. Each and everything you do each and every day, he's watching. He's the judger. Nobody judgment matters but God. Period, point blank. And that's being so real with you. You know, a lot of people are going to judge as far as their opinions, but those opinions don't matter. It's a matter about the Creator's opinion. His judgment. That's what really matters. You know, but it took me a while to actually understand that. The judgment only matters by the Creator himself. He the one that created you. He the one that gave you life. You feel me? So that's the only thing that matters. Back to what I was saying. Knowledge of self, who you are, and knowledge of God is a brother and sister blood connection with each other. Knowledge of self, who you are, and knowledge of God is a brother and sister blood connection with each other. Let me stop right there. I said knowledge of self, knowing who you are. You see, it's a lot of people, you know, I love my brothers and sisters. There's a lot of people out in this world, the operation within their subconscious and their behavior, their thought pattern, they don't know who they are. They really don't know, right? People just go along with the flow. People don't know their principles. People don't know their values. People don't know a lot of things. People don't know that certain kind of information. They're going based on their experience. They're going based on what's been taught. What kind of program within their subconscious, what kind of paradigm they have within their subconscious. It's people that's operating and people that need that information about knowledge of self, knowing who they are. You feel me? But back to what I was saying. And knowledge of God, being aware of the power of God. Knowing Him, understanding what God wants you to do. Right? We all been given this mission. We all got a purpose on the face of this earth. We all do. Each and every person, each and every human being that's living on this earth was given a purpose. When people say, I found myself, you haven't found nothing. You found your purpose, right? You don't go across the street. You don't go around the corner. You don't go down the street to actually find the inner you. The inner you is in you, but it wasn't until some kind of experience that made you tap into your inner self. It wasn't until your paradigm that actually shift. The paradigm consists of is controlling your behavior, your mentality, your thought pattern. Once that changed, you tapped into your inner self. So that's when you found your purpose. You don't find yourself in life. What kind of mentality is that to actually have, though? It ain't no such thing as finding yourself. It's finding your purpose, and that's real. Back to what I was saying, brothers and sisters. It's a mother and daughter connection with each other. You see, once you have the knowledge of God and the knowledge of self, it creates a balance, because the black man is God, right? The black man is God. But how the black man know he's God if you don't have the proper awareness of God? That's real. If you don't have that certain kind of awareness, your subconscious, you know, is improperly misguided. You see, a lot of people don't know they are God, bro. It wasn't until they tap into the awareness of that information that changed the situation. It is not until the paradigm actually shifts, until they get a different set of a paradigm, they know they are God, bro. And that's real. Back to what I was saying. The conscious community will strongly drop awareness about whites all day. The conscious community will strongly drop awareness about whites all day. What whites do and all of this information about whites. But one quick question. But do you know who you are? But do you know who you are? That is the question. But look at this though. When it comes to knowledge of self, when it comes to knowledge of self, Negroes are dead to that. When it comes to knowledge of self, knowing who you are, knowing your strengths, knowing your weakness, knowing your principles, knowing your core values, knowing something that you stand for, knowing something that you won't go for, you are dead to that. I'm going to stop right there for one quick second. You got to have values. You got to have principles. You got to know your strengths and your weakness. You got to know it's a lot of things that you got to know about your inner self. Knowing your inner self is more important than knowing valuable, intellectual, intelligent information. And that's real. You got to know who you are. Because if you don't know who you are, trust me, other people will identify you, and you start to believe in those people. When you start believing those people, your mind operates like a robot. You feel me? You start moving like this based on being chained by other people's thoughts. It's all in your subconscious now. You operating just like a robot. And that's real. You got to know who you are, though. You got to have a strong mind. It's all about having a strong mind state. When you have a strong mind state, you won't be misguided, right? You won't ever be misguided in life as far as people telling you certain things, because you won't believe in that. You got your own mind and you tapped into it. But back to what I was saying though, brothers and sisters. The information, look at this though. The information got these Negroes psychologically operating like robots. This intellectual information, this intellectual information got these Negroes going crazy. Negroes are more addicted to conscious information than ever before. This is the most conscious Negroes have been for a couple of years now, and I'm being completely honest with you too. There's one thing about me that separates from the conscious community and other people that's conscious. I know who I am. I know myself. I honor myself. I have knowledge within me each night, because a brother, Nabi, he asked me this too. When I was at the mosque and everything, this was after the empowering lecture of brother Kenneth Muhammad. He was saying that each night, once you lay down and go to sleep, what are you laying down with, right? I told him I'm laying down with knowledge of self. That is way more important than intellectual, intelligent information. I'm laying down with knowing who I am as a person. So no one can ever try to justify or tell me different than who I am already as it is. Because I know and I love myself, because I condition myself. I condition my spirit. I condition my subconscious. I condition my mind. I condition my soul. I condition myself completely. My mind, body, soul, and spirit. So when you try to tell me different, it's almost sounding it's like it's a joke. I won't believe in that false reality. I won't be underneath that false impression. I won't believe in that false belief that what you have upon me. And that's real. But back to what I was saying, brothers and sisters. These messages are motivation messages to better your situation, to change your situation. Brother Kenneth Muhammad, and that's about it. It was so empowering. Sorry about that, guys. I had a new T-shirt idea and everything. I'm gonna go into that after this. But Brother Kenneth Muhammad, he was like, you could feel the energy as far as when he speak his words and everything. You could tell that his words is very pure, right? He was saying that we need to come together right now. We need unity, right? Every man can do it by himself. God needed Jesus Christ to die upon the cross, right? Everybody needs somebody. We need each other. Who can we depend on? Our damn selves. And the concept of we gonna wait for Jesus Christ to come, or the concept of waiting for God to come and change our reality with our children or us, they not coming. Jesus that you believe in, that died 2,000 years ago on Calvary, that man been dead. That's the white Jesus, matter of fact. Those Caucasian people that originated in Caucasus Mountain, those are their God. That's not our God. White Jesus, white God is not our Savior whatsoever. Black people been conditioned, into actually believing in a white Jesus, in a white God, once they joined the religion as far as Christianity. That's been a false reality that we've been all given. And that's real. We only could depend on our damn self with prayer and movement. Prayer and movement. Prayer and movement. That is the solution. You see, we gonna get our freedom one day, because we tired of feeling like this. It's been 499 years since 2018. Since slavery been invented. 499 years. They said 1619 slavery so-called started, right? But that was incorrect, right? Because in 1555, a European guy named John Hawkins, he was commissioned by Queen Elizabeth, right? He went into Africa, studied the behavior, studied the language and nature of things, came in 25 years later, after he got enough of sufficient information within his subconscious, knowing the operation within the mother continent with these Africans is talking and movement and all the strong connection they have with their brothers and sisters and their mothers and their fathers and their cousins and they, came in and then put shackles on them. It got to a certain point where they put one man against another man, right? That's where the self-hate comes from. This is why our brothers is killing their own brothers that look just like them, right? Put two brothers together, put food right in front of them. They made slaves starve to death. Make slaves starve to death to a certain extent. Once you put food in front of them, they're going to kill each other for that. They're looking for survival. They got to say, I want to eat too. My daughter got to eat. My wife got to eat. My son got to eat. That's where the self-hate comes from. It comes from slavery. It comes from surviving. This comes from going against your own brother due to food and due to survival, brother and sisters. You see, I realized that, and I say, wow, it's always an origin, it's always a history of why we condition like this as it is in the 21st century. But we're going to get over this, brothers and sisters. We won't always be like this, though. We won't always be like in the same condition as it, because we're tired of that. We're tired of feeling oppressed. We're tired of that. We're tired of waiting for legislation to come. We're tired for policies to be pushed by the government. You see, man, the government, he don't give a damn about us. The government is only for marginalization within the black men, as far as once they come out of jail and they've been going to jail for 3 times, as far as drug offenses and nature of things. It's only, just throw them in the racial caste system. That's it. Those felons. That's it, though. The government's not going to help us. The president's not gonna help us. Congress is not gonna help us. We only can help our damn self. That's real. And it all start with pushing the conversation forward. That's how we can start. We can have conversation because conversation leads to understanding. It's always the origin because a person, you gotta look at somebody's language when they speak, when they say nigga, bitch, excuse my French, whole trait, everything that sound improper within their language. You gotta say to yourself, that person probably not always been like this. Let me have a conversation with that person. It was within their environment. Things they was hearing, things they was experiencing. They being around this environment and they just adapted to that environment. You gotta understand it's pushing the conversation forward. And then now you gotta reprogram their subconscious. But before you reprogram their subconscious, as far as having a conversation and teaching them about knowledge of self and having awareness of self as far as having strength and your weakness and nature of things, you got to make sure you come to a clear understanding and agreement. You feel me? Because there's people out here that's really seeking, for somebody to actually help them. If they want to be helped, though, you gotta help yourself first, and somebody else will help you, right? So that's the start. And once we get that start, it's rebooting the language in the paradigm within their subconscious, or just the thought pattern they have. Next is gonna be the teachings. That's what it is. It's the teachings. Once you get the teachings, boom, apply what you learn. That's it. You feel me? But it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. You feel me? That's what I learned. Nothing in life is easy. It's easy for you to jaw jack each and every day, right? About situation, about how negative black boys, black men is operating within the environment. But it's harder for you to change the situation. Action's always been harder to push through than lip service itself. That's what I realized when I started getting on my feet. That's how I realized, I'm like, damn, it's harder when you actually doing something than just jaw jacking or lip service itself, right? I would say to myself, like, wow, I see what people saying now. You see, once you do something when people say, it's difficult, it's hard, or whatever, though, you start to really see it, though, because now you gain that experience, You only could actually relate to something that you have experience in, right? So that's what it's all about. And oh yeah, back to my new t-shirt ideal too. Yeah, I made this t-shirt ideal though, man. This is April 15th. I don't know if y'all probably can see it. This is April 15th, 1947. It says Jackie Robinson refused to sing for the national anthem. Refused to sing the national anthem, April 15, 1947. Then I got, excuse me, wow. Then I got March 2nd, Claudia Colvin, 15 years old, 15 years old for refused to get up out of her seat. Then I got December 5th, also Claudia Colvin. She was only 15 years of age when this incident happened. But they felt like Claudia Colvin, she wasn't the best fit for the situation as far as having like civil rights and nature of things though. So they gave the Rosa Parks one because she was way more known and everything. So December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks refused to get up out of her seat. Then I have April 28, 1967, Muhammad Ali refused to fight in the Vietnam War, right? He spent like a few years in jail for that. And then I got September 2nd, 2016, Colin Kaepernick, took a knee, for the national anthem. And it's all about you stand by your principles, even what you have to go through in life. That's what it's all about, standing by your principles, because people are always going to talk regardless, but what I realize as far as people thoughts, opinions, and realities upon you and all of that, they always going to have that. Like, only thing you can do, you can let that shit just motivate you. Always look forward. I was listening to one great video, this motivational video, just like a few months ago. They said that a horse, he don't see nothing behind him. He don't have no kind of past he look back at. He only see the future. He only look forward. He only be in the present time. I'm like, wow, that's so crazy. So for us to, just get through opinions and realities and thoughts upon, what people got for us or whatever, just have the horse vision. That's it. That's how horse see things. That's really about it, though. And that is the message today. Have the horse vision. Always look forward and never behind. Only time when you look behind, you see how strong you actually became. The past actually made you better, not bitter. The past actually made you stronger, not weaker. And I hope everybody have a wonderful day. Be creative. You can have everything and do everything, but it's going to take hard work. It's going to take determination, and it's all about being principle driven. Peace.